Hey guys, here we go. We are going to go over and talk about the impact of marketing, the second section of this unit. And you guys can go ahead and open up your notes. And we're going to go over this here. It's about 9 slides. So, the impact of marketing, second section. Just add this to the notes that we did with the first section last class. All right, here we go. Criticisms of marketing. There's a lot of critics of marketing. The fact is, marketing helps connect customers and target markets with companies and products and services. So the misuse of marketing can absolutely lead to some negative opinions. There have been many negative marketing campaigns out there. They have negatively impacted businesses. They have decreased sales. They have decreased revenues. They have led to layoffs. They have led to businesses closing down. So a poorly ran marketing campaign can be detrimental to your company. However, a very well ran marketing campaign can make your business thrive. With that being said, you guys are going to provide an example in your notes. I'm going to show you guys an example that I found. It's actually a pretty decent article. I didn't spend all that much time trying to find it, but Pepsi did a spot with Kendall Jenner and the Black Lives Matter, and it was not seen to be very kind. McDonald's did a piece with a son whose father passed away, and they were sharing a fillet of fish or something like that. It was received terribly. There have been many things that pointed to a lot of different things. Burger King did this smartphone campaign, and they did a link on the smartphones to Wikipedia about all the ingredients that were in their food. Well, Wikipedia is open source, so anybody can go and put anything into Wikipedia, and so people started messing with Burger King and putting like ingredients that or items like chemicals that would severely hurt you that they were putting into their burgers or their drinks or whatever it was. Awful. There's been some really bad ones. Social media campaigns as well. Wendy's used a racist meme during the 2016 presidential election time that the Department of Education doesn't know how to spell. I mean, it just makes your company look really, or the organization look really bad. Let's see if there's any other ones that I remembered. Starbucks, I don't actually remember that one. Okay, so what can we learn from some of these mistakes? So you'll find one of these. It doesn't have to be from this page necessarily, but you will find one of these examples and answer the questions on the slide. But you always want to proof your project. So you want to run over these campaigns with other people. You want as many sets of eyes on it before the public sees it to see if something does not look right. Like when I see a bad marketing campaign, it is like, did just one person come up with this and they didn't think about any of the alternatives, or are they so far out of touch they don't know what something means and how appropriate or inappropriate that might be? Are they not paying attention to what current events are actually going on with different movements and things like that? So as long as you're aiming for a great customer experience, everybody wants to gain attention and be memorable, but at the same time you have to make sure that you have clear objectives and goals, a defined target audience, which we talk about quite a bit. You want attention-grabbing content that's appropriate, very important, or you end up in one of these other lists up here. So it needs to be appropriate, and then you monitor the results for optimization, and that's where we say, can we quantify this marketing campaign? Can we make sure this is actually working? How do we justify that this is it the amount of followers that we have on social media? Is it the number of hits that we have on websites? Is it straight revenue? Is it mail-in rebates? Whatever that is. Yeah, all right, I will leave you with that. So if you need to pause the video and go work on that, that is really great. Keep going. Do I really need that? Have you ever purchased something and quickly regretted it? What did you do? I have. I've definitely had buyer's remorse. Luckily, nowadays, they make returning items really pretty easy, whether that's sending it back to Amazon. Amazon's done a really good job. They've partnered with UPS stores. So basically, if I buy something on Amazon and I don't like it, I just hit the return button on my Amazon app. I take it back to the UPS store. They scan the QR code that Amazon created for me, and they take the item. I don't have to find a box. I don't need to go buy packing tape and peanuts, and I don't need to go wait in a big line. They just take it, scan it, give you a receipt, and say you're good to go. And then Amazon receives it 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, whatever that is, and they make it super, super easy. I've also been to different places where they make it incredibly difficult to return things, and they say, well, if you don't have your receipt, or if you don't have this, or if you're outside of the 2-week window, whatever it is, that gives somebody a negative taste in their mouth. That gives them a reason to not want to go back and do business with that company. Yeah, and if you get an upset customer, you think about it, what's that upset customer going to say? They are going to tell everybody else. And we talked about word of mouth advertising, how powerful that is last class. That's huge when it's a negative word of mouth going against your company. I recently bought a robot cleaner for our pool, and the company sent us the wrong robot. I called them, explained the problem, and they were like, yep, sorry, that's somebody else's problem. That's a warehouse that we use in Texas. And I'm like, no, you sold us this item. Take responsibility. You guys messed up. How are you going to fix it? And they just didn't really have an answer to fix it. They said, well, you can send it back here, and that's fine. Once we process it, everything, we'll send you another one. I'm like, no, this is your mistake. You need to correct this right now. Whether that is, I will buy another robot, and when you receive the one back, you can credit me that original purchase. They're like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, really? You are going to sit there and inconvenience me for not having the product? So you know what? I'm telling everybody about it, and I'm telling everybody the company about it. And you know what? My brother has a pool. My in-laws have a pool. We have a pool. Mrs. Godar has a pool. I know a lot of people that have pools, and I'm going to tell them not to do business with this company because of the way their customer service treated me as a customer. And yeah, I'm going to continue to tell people because I don't want them to have bad service. So, a negative, not just negative marketing campaign, but negative customer service in the way that you treat your customers is going to have a big impact on your business as well. Good products and services. So marketing should always start. You should not be doing marketing for crummy products. I kind of feel like a lot of those infomercials are selling kind of crummy products a lot of times, and they need so much marketing because the products really aren't solving problems. A lot of times products that solve problems are going to be easier to sell. You just need to inform, persuade, or remind. And maybe that's really just inform or remind. Not trying to sell them products that people do not want or people do not need. If a product's not meeting customer needs, then they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out maybe there's a different way we could utilize this product. Maybe there's a different need, or maybe we need to come up with a different product or service altogether, one that is going to be valuable in the marketplace. Some people will say marketing wastes money. That's tough to argue. I will tell you a story about 2 different plumbing companies. It's actually a pretty good story, but it's fairly long, so I'm going to leave it off of this today. But remind me in class on Thursday, and I will tell you the, oh my gosh, what was the name of? So it was Shane's Drains, the plumber, versus Bob Hamilton Plumbing, and what their marketing budgets are and what that does to the cost of their service and different things like that. So I bet you guys can remember the Bob Hamilton jingle off the top of your head. Remember 913. Yep, I know I can. You guys probably can too. That's a really great way of reminding customers of what they do. They do actually one of the greatest jobs of marketing. They have those big pink vans and trucks, and they have the world headquarters right off of I-35, and they have advertising on all sorts of different platforms. I mean, they do a really, really great job advertising and marketing their business. But so we'll talk about that on Thursday. Make sure you remind me. All right, next up, marketing does not waste money. This is what I'm going to say. I don't think marketing wastes money unless you're, going to run a bad marketing campaign, but I don't think anybody really gets out there to start a bad marketing campaign. So it allows products to be sold to more people, right? We communicate the idea to the audience, so we want to communicate it to as many people that we can that are within our target market. This creates more competition. This competition actually makes products and services more affordable to customers, unless there's only one company that is distributing these products or services or doing it in a specific way. And companies need to keep their prices low to be competitive and to continue to sell their products and services. Marketing does increase public awareness, whether that's in the healthcare industry, whether it is a lot of the social issues that have been going on in our country over the last year, 2 years. Drug use. There used to be, when I was growing up, I remember there was this really powerful campaign that was, it basically showed like what drugs did to your brain, and it was kind of like a, stay off of drugs type of dare public service announcement. There used to be one a long time ago, and I'll share this one with you as well on Thursday. Remind me. I'll show you. We'll watch some examples of PSAs, but it was about the zipper merge. And if you don't know, it's about merging into traffic when lanes are cut down from like 2 lanes to 1 lane, and what you're actually supposed to do. They actually needed to inform society on why they do this and what the most efficient way to merge traffic to limit wrecks, but to keep the flow of traffic going as well. And I think they should bring that one back, because I don't really feel like a lot of people understand what the zipper merge is, and they get a little road rage about it. So go ahead and list 2 examples of public service announcements that you have seen, whether that's about bullying or social media or any sort of thing like that. There's a lot of drinking and driving and other things. So list 2 of those. And marketing contributes to the solutions in several ways, by raising communication and raising awareness to people, to society. Green marketing. Green marketing consists of marketing activities designed to satisfy customer needs without negatively impacting the environment. So something that they're doing, whether this is some type of recycling program, whether this is some type of packaging situation, or something that is going to be, I remember McDonald's and a lot of the fast food places went to the paper straws, because there's this big push for all these plastic straws that were ending up in the ocean, and so on and so forth. So I want you guys to find an example of green marketing and put it in your notes. And I want this to be outside of the automobile industry. So leave Tesla out of it. I want you to leave the Toyota Prius out of it. Find something, an example of green marketing, and put that into your notes. And if you have a link to it, include that link as well. So it's really important for businesses to promote the importance of being environmentally friendly for their products, to encourage their customers. This might give you just one thing that you do better than the competition, or different, right? And you might appeal to a different customer base, which would allow you to potentially sell more products and more services. All right. Here is our project. This is what I'm going to have you guys work on for the rest of this class, and then we'll cover section 3, and I'll have you guys work on it next class as well. So you don't need to finish it, but I do want you to write up a storyboard and script. You're going to make your own public service announcement. I want you to actually think of what you're trying to do. Remember, communication and awareness are the biggest things. I want you to include a motto or a tagline inside of your video. This is going to be 45 seconds to a minute. Each group is going to pick a different topic. So as you get to this, you can write it on the board. So another group, if you take, social media, bullying, or something like that, that's just you don't have to use that one by any means. But if that's the one that you pick, go ahead and write it on the board, so we don't watch 3 or 4 of these, the exact same PSAs. I don't want to do that. Something that you see as a problem. And I want it to be serious. I don't want it to be just like a gag, a joke. It should be something that you see as a problem, that you want to raise awareness, that you want to communicate this idea to your audience about. So group members, we're looking at 2 to 3 people per group. And again, storyboard and script, I want you to have this all written out so we know exactly what we're going to do. If you want to start recording it, just make sure you check in with the subs. You can use that hallway by the weight room, or maybe even find a place that's maybe a little bit quieter, but just communicate that with your sub, and you guys will be great. We'll see you on Thursday. I'm out at regional golf, so say a prayer for us that we play well and make it to the state tournament next week. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.